All right, hi y'all. Good morning. Happy Monday. Um, Healthy habits. How do we create healthy new habits? We all kind of want to do it. New Year's resolutions throughout the year, like, oh man, I should really be working out more, or I should be working out, period. I should eat whatever, this kind of food. I should be keeping a journal. I should go to church. I should attend such and such a meeting. Whatever suits you. Most of the time we can't really do it. It's kind of hard because we're in a groove. We got our routine or whatever. How do you do something new? And most of the time the thing that we're wanting to do is a little bit of a jump for us. It's a little bit of a reach. That's why we try to, you do it for a little bit and then you stop. Next year you try again. And then you stop. You can't do it. It's like, it's a reach. It's hard. It took me forever to start writing a journal back in the day. 15 years ago or whenever this was. I wanted to write a journal. That means I could feel that it would be good for me somehow to write a journal, okay? There's it's a little bit of a need. Or your body might say, I need to freaking work out sometimes. I need to run. Your body might say that because it knows better, okay? Then you do it, and then it hurts, Or you write a journal and it's a little bit painful because you gotta face the truth of what you did yesterday or whatever, and that's kind of hard. But something inside you is like, it would be better if I could do this, okay? So a lot of us feel that there's something up, and that's something, this activity, we even know that this activity would be good for us. And then, hit some kind of block, or it's too hard to do, okay? But how can you change that? How can you encourage good habits? Well, I got some ideas, okay? This is not the holy grail. But some of these things I've noticed I have done almost intuitively without knowing when I've created habits that have stuck, okay? So back in the day, I did start running consistently. I did start writing a journal consistently. Even this, I can talk about this. This channel is that. It's a new habit. It's a new activity that I started this year. Why am I doing it every single day? I don't know. Because I guess I need to do it, and I know how to do it. But I can just go through the things that kind of happen. So, number one is, whatever this habit is, it needs to be realistic. This activity that you want to do, you need to be able to do it, actually. You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna start doing 500-pound deadlifts once a week. Okay, I can't do that. Okay, so you can't. It's got to be something. You got to start at something that you can do, because one of the big reasons why we quit stuff is because it's too much for us. It is too hard for us. We cannot do it. We get overwhelmed reasonably because we can't do it. So that's a big trap. Don't do that. Do something that you know you can do. So start small. We hear this all the time. Start small. Do something realistic. Judging that is hard. That is a main problem, okay? People cannot judge what they can do and what they can't do. We're like, yeah, I can do that. But can you really? Because the thing is, you got to stand up to a bunch of stuff in order to keep doing it. So I'll say, or I might as well mention it now, you have to say no to certain things to keep doing something. AKA, you need to prioritize it over some other things, such as, even in my case right now, getting more sleep or staying up later at night. I have to say no to these things in order to get up early to do this. That is it. That is also hard. So the thing that you do needs to be something that you can reasonably do without trying too freaking hard or requiring too much effort. Realistic. I mean, if it's not realistic, it's not going to happen. Consistency. This needs to become a habit So you need to do it regularly. You could say, I gotta do this every day. I gotta do this every week. You know, I am all for every day, every other day, so that it actually becomes a habit. It writes itself into what you're doing. So when I started like writing stuff years ago, I wrote every morning, like a million people are doing out there. You write every morning. It becomes part of your morning routine. You do it, you write your page, you write your 2 pages, whatever. You write your paragraph, you write your friggin' sentence. When I started writing, it was a couple sentences long, literally. It took me 1 minute. That's what I could do. So it's got to be realistic. It's got to be consistent. Let's say number 3, I don't know, no particular order. Don't have a big goal. This plays into pressure. Depressurize this. If you think that you're gonna lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks, again, it's maybe not realistic, but it's too much pressure. It's too much pressure, and you're gonna break under your own pressure. The results, who cares? They're gonna happen when they happen. You know that this is good for you, right? It's gonna happen. So the timetable, drop it. That can be nearly impossible for a lot of us because we want the results now. That's what we've been taught from everywhere. Results now, fast results. That's what I want. I can have it right now. But most of the time it's not true with real change. Results come later. You don't need to care about it. If you keep doing this stuff, if they become habits, the changes will come, obviously, right? We all know this. I'm just saying it. Okay, the habit has to be a little bit enjoyable. You got to feel a little bit good, either while doing it or after. Having done it often feels better than doing it. Working out sometimes is for sure, right? Even writing, doing something. Sometimes when we first get into it, it doesn't feel good doing it. It feels awkward. It feels, you're pushing yourself. So you're like, if you're working out, this is gonna hurt. This is gonna hurt. When you push yourself, when I push myself physically, it hurts a little bit. I now know that feeling and I'm fine with it and I can, push myself whatever amount I want. But before you know that, it just hurts and you don't know what your actual limit is and you might actually hurt yourself. You might go too far and hurt yourself. And then, lo and behold, you can't do it anymore. But it's got to be enjoyable and don't hurt yourself. It's got to be enjoyable. You got to feel good somewhere because what happens with good habits is they become self-propelling after a certain point. You see people go to the gym, got great bodies, and they seem to be loving it. Well, no crap, they're loving it. They're in great shape. It's not hard for them. And they just get some release of lovely chemicals in their body. Plus they look good. That's what they're after. If that's what you're after, great. It's feeding itself. They don't have to try. They're freaking, they want to go. That's what happens if you do all this stuff correctly, sort of if you're realistic, if you're regular, if it's enjoyable or good for you, feeds itself. And then you don't have to pay attention to any of this crap anymore because you're just doing it and you want to do it and you will continue to do it. And it's hard to stop you, actually. Then you can go too far and go too far into it and be like, oh my God, this is what I want to be doing all the time. This is what. You can also, reel yourself back so you don't get too into it. Saying no to other stuff, though, is hard. It can be really, 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 really hard because there can be other things that are very important, other things that you are responsible for, like children, say. Don't ignore your children, right? To do your great new habit. But how are you supposed to manage things like this? This is hard, right? And that's different for all of us. Why am I sitting here at 5 a.m? Because that is when it's the only time that I am awake and alone. So, scheduling is important. When can you do something? Even if you want to meditate, okay? If you want to meditate for 15 minutes every day, what time are you going to pick? Not some time when you're doing something else, obviously. You know? So it's a balance of control and not control, of letting things be. So you control, you have discipline. You need discipline to do this. A little bit of it. You gotta stick to it a little bit. Usually just at the beginning is the hardest. But then you also have to let go, mainly of your goals, of the things that you're trying to get and how fast you need to get there. Get rid of it. Because that's what makes you stop, essentially. Because you're not hitting your goal. You're not going as fast as you think you need to. You're not achieving what you need to achieve. And then it gets heavy. Then you're not feeling good doing it. And then it becomes really hard. And that can be just a phase, but you gotta then let it go. We gotta let it go, or else we stop. Control and non-control, letting it go. And if you can keep that balance, man, there is such power in that. And you could start whatever the hell you want to start. Because your life, do what you think is healthy. We don't have any issue creating negative habits. Okay? Those are the ones that are gratifying immediately. You eat the chocolate cake. You take the drug. You drink the drink. Okay? Those are habits. They immediately make you feel the way that you want to feel. You game. Okay? You play a game. These are things, you watch a movie. There's a million of them. These are easy. What about the other thing? I think I'll just leave it there. Wishing you a nice week. Wishing you some positive change. Nice habit creation. Till next time, thank you.